Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May, and today we are talking about two little short stories, if you will. We are talking about the controversy around the real-life figures of The Blind Side.
Sandra Bullock, right?
Yes, a blonde Sandra Bullock. That hair color suits her well. No, we are talking about Michael Oher and the Tuohy family.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, Tuohy.
I think you are right.
Great.
And if she's not, we don't care. Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing that we're going to be talking about is the FIFA Spain soccer chief that was kissed goodbye, shall we say.
Oh, good for you. That was well done.
I was very pleased with myself.
That's pretty nice. This is a good start already. All right, enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money
Hold on.
from that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
Well, we have some big news on the pod.
Big news. Laura went shopping.
She went shopping. Laura bought a fucking condo, you guys. She
did.
is closing on a condo in Austin,
With
Texas.
Matthew, not just me. That my online shopping habit has
Cheers.
really gotten fucking crazy.
This is a much bigger purchase. She bought it drunk, just like her Amazon
I've been just like,
purchases.
on a bender and they let me no. I've actually never seen it.
I know, that's so crazy.
Which is crazy. It really does feel like a pretty insane Amazon purchase at the moment.
Imagine you just go down, you just got totally rooked. It's not even real. It's
Matt has seen it and he's showed me videos, but you never know.
You really
can't
don't.
trust. Not with AI nowadays.
I know.
Maybe someone AI doctored it and it's not even a house. It's just a tent on the side of the road that I paid
handsomely for.
Yeah.
I had never even thought of that. I mean, somebody could totally get to like a deep fake situation going on.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I think
scam some poor, vulnerable
New Yorkers
woman. Yeah.
Us poor, vulnerable New York ladies. I know. Yeah. No, so I'm excited. We're flying down tomorrow. So technically I haven't finished the purchase. I did give them money. So
yeah.
I feel like I did my duty. So something better fucking happen. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're going down tomorrow.
You're like, that weird link with all the Russian language was
Yeah.
strange.
I don't know.
I just put in my
A man
banking
came
information.
on from a Nigerian prince. And he said he was the title company. So I sent him my money.
Right.
And yeah. So we go down tomorrow to go and actually get the keys and get the title and
That
all
is
that
so
shit
exciting.
and transferred over. Don't call it an apartment
We
anymore.
are going to have such a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah.
Book us in Austin, please.
I am so excited. If you are going to Austin and you would like to rent said condo, I will give you a risque business deal. Maybe not. Maybe I will take that back. Maybe I'll take this promise back. But you know what? If you care enough that you contact me about it, let's talk.
No, that is so cool. I want to buy. I'm like,
If you give us 5 stars and proof you gave us a 5-star review,
that's not bad.
that's not bad. I'll give you a little discount on the condo.
I'll give you a 5% discount. How about that?
For every review, every site, you get another 5 points off.
I love how we copy each other all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, well now I need to have property, and then I was like thinking about where I'd buy it.
Let's
And
see
I
if
was
this works for me first.
Yeah.
I can go bankrupt.
it's just like a total money pit.
It probably will be, but I'm okay with that actually.
Yeah, whatever. Because I was thinking, I was like, oh, I guess we'll buy some place in New Orleans, but then I'm like, but there's no comedy there really. There's like a few shows, but
Yeah,
it'd be nice to go somewhere that we could actually do.
And then
comedy.
also context around this is I lived in Austin for 7 years. So all of you fuckers from California and New York ruined my city, okay?
Oh my god, I'm rolling my eyes into the back of
I
my
know.
skull right
I know. It's funny also that I went to New York and now I'm going back to go be the person from New York, but also the
Right.
person. Now I get to take whatever side I'm around people with, you know? If it's someone who recently transplanted, I'm like, oh my God, I totally get it. But an original Austinite, and I'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know them coming down here.
That's funny. Shape shifting.
I'm going to be, yes. What is that called? Code switching.
Code switching.
Code switching, depending on who I'm speaking with.
Yeah.
So, I'm
Yeah.
excited. It should be fun.
I know.
And
I realized I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I was thinking about just like the spectrum of friends that I have. And I was like, I wonder if this is a positive thing or it just shows how much of a chameleon fake ass bitch I can be. You know what I mean?
Dude, no, I think about that sometimes too, because I really have the gamut.
Same.
But I think that's a good thing.
I think it's a
that
good
means
thing.
that you have a personality that can stand. Or yeah, we're fake ass bitches. Maybe it's
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Or like, you know, we have like different like modes. Like if I want to go out and party really hard, I know who to call. If I want to go on like a long walk, I know who to call. You know,
Yeah.
like
I think that's fine. Those two are good examples. Versus
Yeah.
you're like, if I have X thoughts about this community of people, then I call this person.
oh, that's you in my life. Yeah.
Oh,
Just get
yeah.
on the horn.
And I'll be like, well, let's hear it out. Let's hear both.
Fill in the
sides.
blanks.
Yeah.
Shall we get into it?
Yes, let's discuss the blind. Well, this is so on par. We were talking about everything has been Texas themed recently. Look at that. We were talking about Johnny Manziel a few weeks ago, and now we're talking about fucking more football in the South.
I know.
The Blind Side.
Yes. So did you
Michael
ever see
Oher.
The Blind Side?
Years ago.
Me too.
Years and years ago. And I will say, folks, that was a weird movie.
It was.
Like, it's a weird movie. She picks him off the street because he doesn't look like he belongs there.
Yeah, it's so strange. And
Leave the
it's-
poor man alone. Let him walk.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. There's a lot
If
of
the
holes
genders
in
were
it.
reversed on that,
True.
so creepy.
That is so funny.
Like if a dad just pulled up and like, get in the car, little girl.
yeah, right.
Everyone's like, oh my God, you look like you'd be good at gymnastics.
And they also
What? That's terrifying.
get in a bathing suit and let's see you do laps. Okay. You're like, nothing I can do.
Very different movie.
It's a very different movie. Yeah, it was. I mean, I guess at the time I didn't realize how strange it was,
Yeah,
but
of course.
it definitely is very weird.
It's very weird. And I do appreciate the fact that they really made a movie that was like a feel-good movie. You know, I watched that movie and I was like, weird, but overall feels positive.
right. But I think now with the 2023 lens, obviously you can see things differently.
Course. I was like fucking 16 or something.
Yeah,
when it came
yeah,
out?
16.
I was right at the perfect age. I was like,
Yeah.
parents are fucking being mean to me.
Also,
Maybe someone will blindside me.
I feel like the concept of like a white savior was obviously prevalent in like, you know, Green Book and all that kind of
course.
stuff. But then it didn't like occur to me then. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So
I personally wasn't as familiar, and we just didn't have the internet to expose us to. I mean, obviously, that's a concept I'm sure a lot of people have known about for a very long time. I totally get that. But Laura,
I grew up in Sandwich, Massachusetts. I don't know what you want from me.
From Rhode Island, I was 16. Like, who was I learning this from?
Right.
And now we've learned and we've moved forward.
Yeah. I'm like, the
And I've
Cosby Show.
They seem
Family
happy.
Matters.
But actually, though,
I know,
but
yeah.
genuinely, that's
No, like,
like that was
literally.
literally some of my. I was like, they seem great. They seem
Yeah.
fine. Seems
We
good
had-
over there.
We had the same plates, the like blue patterned plates from the Cosby Show, and I remember being like, every family has these plates, obviously.
Did you get them specifically because of the Cosby Show?
No,
Do you
I
think
think
your mom?
maybe
Your mom
my
is
mom
like,
was just like a huge Cosby fan.
Pretty nice plates.
Some dope ass plates. I think we still have them, just as a nod to Cosby,
Of
our
course.
favorite comedian.
Sir, sir, hilarious.
So The Blind Side, it's recently been in a lot of controversy. You guys have probably heard this unless you've been living under a rock. But sometimes I talk to people, like I just got my hair done and I was talking to our mutual hairstylist. We both go to the same guy. And I was
Still
like,
hers better. I swear to God.
but
What the hell's going on over here?
you haven't gotten it colored in a while.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
but,
don't do
like,
Michael dirty like that on air.
No, Michael.
Michael
Why
at
does it not last for
Blackstones.
12 months? I don't understand.
Yeah, recommendation corner, Michael at Blackstones NYC. But don't book him too much because I
Yeah.
need to get in. So
Yeah, don't.
Anyway.
Forget I'm taking that part out.
Okay, great. But anyway, so I brought this up to him and he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But for those of you that are chronically online, like we are, basically on August 14th, Michael Oher, who is the subject of The Blind Side, he asked the victim in this case.
Successful NFL career, but
Yeah. He asked a Tennessee court to end his legal relationship with the Tuohy family, who famously took them into their home as he navigated the foster care system and went on to become a football star and pro player. He claimed that he's now 37. He claimed that he recently learned he had never been adopted by the Tuohys as portrayed in the film. What he was under was a conservatorship, which is kind of interesting that we just talked about this
yeah.
with Britney Spears. But basically how that was approved, because your next question is probably like, what the fuck?
Well, keep going.
Okay. So it was approved despite the fact that he was over 18 years old. And at the time that this happened, like he lived with them from when he was 16. And then at 18 years old, they put him under this conservatorship. He had no diagnosed physical or psychological disabilities, and the Tuohy said they set up a conservatorship to help him with health insurance, a driver's license, and being admitted to college.
Well, I think the last part is one of the most important points that you just made, being admitted to college. So backing up a little bit, the whole movie The Blind Side is basically them just like preparing this kid to play football.
For
it's
Old
kind
Miss,
of fucking
right?
weird. Yeah, for Old Miss specifically, the Tuohy family was alumni of Ole Miss, and they were donors to Ole Miss. They were like
they're
real into it.
So I'll get into this in a little bit, but like a part of this is like he's saying that he didn't get any money from the story and from the the movie and all this. They are like the richest family ever. Like they're so they have hundreds of millions of dollars.
The other thing about it, so not to jump ahead too far, maybe you'll end up covering this, but I think the fact that he was being so like the question is like he's 18, like why did they have to do anything? Right?
Yeah.
In order for him to be able to come and stay at their home after he went to school, if he was going especially to Ole Miss, and not get in trouble with the NCAA, they had to have a relationship with him.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
So I actually did not know that.
Yeah. It's not in a lot of the stories, but you can't forget that like the NCAA didn't allow, we talked about this with Johnny Manziel, you're not allowed to get gifts. You're not allowed to get money for your ability to play. And while this might be a special circumstance, it's very easy. Someone could argue that him being allowed to come home for the fucking summer would be considered a gift because they're not technically, they aren't related. Right. So I think that's probably part of why.
Oh, interesting.
Before they were like, oh, we were just going to sell your story and take the money just fucking 100% outright. Are you crazy? Like,
yeah.
We were always going to do that. But now we had to put some sort of structure in order to stay involved.
Crazy.
So I think that's why they had to like do paperwork at all. And then they decided to do conservatorship.
Interesting.
Probably because, I don't know.
Yeah.
They should have just adopted him. But they were like,
can you adopt somebody that's 18?
I think you can. I think you can adopt an adult.
The only reason that I think that's possible is because have you ever seen the hit program Adults Adopting Adults?
What the fuck are you talking about?
There is a show called Adults Adopting Adults, and what it is essentially some horny ass guy who's trying to like have a second wife, and then he adopts. It only lasted one season because it was really controversial, where like they would just get like, you know, this random ass woman from the Philippines, and the like a family would adopt them, and then there's definitely some weird sex shit going on. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, we're done as humanity's over, guys. Sometimes I hear stuff and I'm like, we had a good run. Yep. I think we're about to put a wrap on this.
Yeah. It was
close
wild.
The curtains.
What a wild show.
I mean, that's insane.
It's insane.
The fact that they were like, this is too crazy for TV. We got to shut it down.
They had to shut it down.
Was this in America?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen some of the Japanese reality shows that they have?
I don't know.
They are, apparently Japan is like a lot more hardcore than we are, or at least, I don't know. I've seen a few TikToks that have put me on this. One specifically that they keep like noting as an example of like the crazy reality shows they had was this one called Sweepstakes or something like that. Where, and fact check me on this. You know what? Fact check me on this.
Okay.
Let's see if this is real. So basically the concept of the show was that it was a Japanese reality show, and they selected this guy who had to live in a room, an empty room with all of these magazines, and he had to survive based on what he could win in sweepstakes. And once he earned a certain amount of money, they would let him out, and I think he got a big prize or something. Okay. But they didn't anticipate it. Ended up taking him like 8 months, and he didn't get food for like 2 weeks or something.
Oh my God.
Like he almost fucking died.
Oh my God.
Is this real?
Yeah,
it's
real. It's real.
Yeah, we should maybe do like a follow-up on this thing because like what the fuck?
You know what would be a fun episode that I would...
What was it called?
I think it was called... Yeah, it was called... No, Nasubi is the name of the dude, I think.
Oh.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it was called Nasubi. I don't know. I typed in sweepstakes Japan, and that's what came up. So maybe that's...
Go back to all. Okay, so his real name is Tomaki Hamatsu, and the producers called him Nasubi because the word is Japanese for eggplant.
And he was naked a lot.
And he was naked. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what the show itself was called. But
Oh
like,
my God.
what? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I saw that a couple days ago, and I keep thinking about it. I'm like, I would never win sweepstakes.
I mean, these photos.
I would
of him-
die.
These photos of him, he looked. Yeah, it was called Nasubi. But these photos of him, he just looks like he's lost it.
Well,
He's
I mean,
totally
so
lost
yeah,
it.
he started here. Get the fuck out of here, ad.
Oh man, how do I get out of here?
You deserve to get discovered.
No, I don't want to get discovered.
I think we should follow up on this because this is like a little bit much, and we should definitely. I don't know about you guys. I would like to know the full fucking story.
Oh, me too.
As to why this Japanese man had to win off sweepstakes, and meanwhile, we're over here have the attempted rape on the on the below
yeah.
deck. I think we talked about that.
That was insane. That was absolutely insane.
Reality TV has really taken it up a notch.
It
so
has-
that this show coming off the air, like that was weird.
That
Weird
is
shit must have
crazy.
been going down.
Yeah, definitely some weird stuff. Some very much like adults adopting adults was very much like a sex trafficking undercurrent. That was the theme.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So anyway,
So the Tuohys.
yeah, back to Michael Oher. I assume that's how you pronounce his last name,
I
right?
think so. Or whatever.
Whatever. So, he says that he thought he was legally adopted, and he's also seeking back pay for any money the Tuohys may have earned through the conservatorship, mainly the life rights agreement and contract for the 2009 blockbuster movie The Blind Side, which starred famously Sandra Bullock. Their lawyer says Michael got every dime he had coming. So I don't know
Every
what that
time
means.
he had coming, meaning Michael didn't read the contract going into this because he thought he was in part of our family and he's not. So I have a feeling they screwed him.
Yeah.
And
maybe.
here's another thing that like makes me think that they portrayed him as not
An
being
idiot?
able to read.
Yeah.
And like mentally slow. Like if
Yeah.
you watch, and there's a scene in the movie where this kid who is presumably like a fucking NFL caliber football player is being taught basic plays by their 8-year-old son.
Oh my God, yes. I actually
What, dude?
That-
What?
and like she talks to him like he's like literally a Neanderthal. Like
Right,
she'll be like,
he's
you
fine.
pick up ball and you run. Like literally.
Correct. Like literally, that's that's a quote from this. Sandra Bullock must have been like, "This is weird, but how much money is
I
the check
know.
for this show? Yeah, I'll do that. It's fine."
I know.
Crazy.
Apparently the producer of the director of the movie was like, listen, take it up with someone else. I don't know. I was just fucking printing money. I don't know what the hell.
No, absolutely. And that honestly, the fact that all of that got put in there is unfortunately makes me really put a much more pessimistic view on the Tuohy's involvement in this, because I'm like, if my parents or if someone who was adopting me made a movie in which I look fucking deaf, like I'm like dumb and like deaf, dumb and blind, whatever. Like, I don't even know. Like I'm like an idiot. That's going to impact his life, and it did. The people in the NFL, the coaches thought, he said that it like really impacted how they thought he was going to be as a leader potential in
Really?
the teams, like being captains and things like that. Absolutely.
Wow.
Because they just watched a fucking feature-length movie where his family was like, ball like this.
Yeah, ball
and you
stand.
throw.
Yeah. And then you run with
You
your
run
legs.
real fast. You fast.
Yeah. Show how fast. Show how fast.
Yeah, and he's like, I can speak. I'm fine. Have you heard interviews of him? He's fine. He's
Of
totally
course.
normal. Like, obviously. So, I don't know. The Tuohys, I'm not fucking buying it.
Yeah. So
No.
their lawyer said they basically were like, the Tuohy's wealth outside of Oher is like more than enough. Basically, they're like, they don't need the money. We
That's
were never holding. But they actually. So I'll get to this. But apparently, the money they did not make much money off of the movie.
Really? Okay.
that- allegedly.
Yeah, because they were just like, no, this is purely to humiliate our adopted son.
Pretty much.
That is why we are doing it.
But apparently, Mr. Tuohy sold his company for $220 million. So they definitely do not need
what
money.
did he do? Tell me, it's probably oil, isn't it?
I think he had like a bunch of, if I remember from the movie anyway, I think he had like a bunch of fast food restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, Mr. Tuohy, Blindside career.
Yeah, let's get on his link. Let's add him on LinkedIn.
Yes. So the Tuohys owned 115 fast food franchises, including Taco Bell, Kentucky KFC, Pizza Hut, Long John Silver's. So anyway, that's a lot.
They had 115. So
Yeah.
they were just fattening up the South.
Yeah.
Damn. Good for them.
That's a lucrative ass business.
It really is.
That's crazy.
Those are recession proof right there.
Oh my God. Should
Remember
I
when my
get a Taco
sister-
Bell? Maybe I should run a Taco
You should
Bell.
own a May's like, well, Laura bought a condo that she's gonna rent, and I bought a Taco Bell franchise.
Yeah.
You actually, honestly, that is a very good investment to make.
It's probably, why not?
My sister worked for Taco Bell corporate.
Yeah.
She did like the IT, like
Maybe she could tell me like the optimal region to
yeah,
open a Taco Bell.
fucking any region.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
That would be so fucking random. I'm like, I have a marketing job, I'm a comedian, and then I own one Taco Bell in Kentucky.
You gotta diversify in Kentucky
Or wherever the fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. In Austin. I don't know.
In Austin. Yeah,
No,
maybe
people in Austin like their own.
Oh,
They like
tacos
local.
wouldn't work there.
No.
Maybe like Buffalo or something. Or like Springfield.
If you
Mass.
have ideas on where she should open her Taco Bell franchise, let us know, and you'll get a discount for every positive review.
Yeah. Can you
You'll
please
get a free taco.
Can you guys rate my Taco Bell franchise as 5 out of 5 stars?
No, it has to be the podcast, and you bring the podcast review in, and you get a free
okay,
taco.
great. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
giving away food now. I'm giving away your product.
What?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's happening.
Well, it costs so much to make.
I know.
Okay, so speaking of the movie, it was so cringe. The number one cringe thing about it was that Sandra Bullock, why would you just not hire a blonde actress?
Yeah, what was that all about?
What was that all about, dude? It was like, it looked so wrong.
Yeah, do we have a picture?
Oh, there she is.
It does look. I mean, she's so
she's
beautiful.
Sandra Bullock.
She's so beautiful.
Like, it's gonna look not that bad, but
The blonde side.
Ha.
Thank you. I'll be
Good
here
one,
all
Laura.
night. I'll be here all
Sandra
night.
Bullock, blonde hair. I mean,
She
it
is
looks
beautiful.
She really is.
Yeah, that looks terrible though.
It's insane. It's the worst color match I've ever seen on a human being.
They were just really not putting their back into this movie. Yeah, what are we doing here?
Imagine after she got done filming this and she goes up to her hairdresser and is like, thank God.
Yeah, do you think she wore a wig? I bet she did.
Oh, maybe it was a wig, actually. Yeah.
They're like, no one wears real hair anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like all the celebrities are wearing wigs or extensions at all times.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, though, because it's like,
But wouldn't
do you
it
want to
hurt?
you want to put your hair through that process? Like,
For sure. No,
I
I
don't know.
mean, I agree. I can't even go see Michael once a year.
no, I have no time to see Michael.
Yeah. I'm going to remove
And
his name
neither
once
do
again.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to remove his name again. You're going to be like, who are they talking about? You'll never know.
That's so.
I
He's
need
like,
him
what
to be
the
available.
Meanwhile, he's listening to the podcast. He's like, can you fucking promote me,
Promote
please?
me,
I would
God
love
damn
to
it."
increase my prices. Like,
Exactly. That's the problem. It's going to be a no.
it's gonna be a no. Okay, so there's a few cringe moments from the movie that I just wanted to talk about because they're so
It's almost
funny.
exclusively cringe
Yes.
moments. But
So Sandra Bullock threatens to shoot a guy. Do you remember this?
No.
It was an exchange between her character and a gang member who knows Michael. And she goes, no. Do you remember she like goes to the projects and is
Yeah.
like all pissed? She goes, no, you hear me, bitch. You threaten my son. You threaten me. You so much as cross into downtown. You will be sorry. I'm in a prayer group with the DA. I'm a member of the NRA, and I'm always packing.
and they're
That
like,
is a direct quote from the movie.
are you Sandra Bullock? That is crazy. Also, I feel like that's like a Southern PTA mom's fantasy right there. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I could make it in the projects. They listen to like DMX a little bit too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? They had like 3 glasses of wine and like a couple like, you know, racy commercials come on and they're like, yeah, I can fucking do this too. Like I'm gonna go over there and start some shit.
It's kind of like that racist song, the Jason Aldean song. That's like, down here we take care of our own, or whatever.
Wait,
the
what
fuck.
is that one?
Like, try that in a small town.
yeah. Yeah. She's like, try that in a
See-
small town.
See how far you make it down the road. I'm a pretty good singer, I gotta say.
I feel like we've had you sing specifically on, like, kind of. We should get all those together.
Yeah, we should do an album recording of
Justin May's clips from the pod of her singing to us.
there was that spoof where people were making fun of that song and it was all over my TikToks and I just had that like song stuck
I know
in
it
my
gets
head.
stuck in your head.
Yeah, and I'm just like walking around New
Try
York
that
and I'm
in a
like,
small
try that
town.
in a small town. It is catchy, I'll say.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
got a hook. Come on.
Got a hook. All right, the other cringy moment I wanted to talk about was that when she was at this like debutante brunch with these other white women and they were literally like floored like could not believe their eyes that she was talking to a black man.
What year was this supposed to be? But here's the thing, it's a real story.
I know.
The Tuohys are writing this and they're like, we're going to look really fucking good. Let me
I
tell you
know.
that. Let me write this book. Because it's based on a book that
Yes.
they wrote.
Yes.
Or they at least like whatever had a ghost written or something.
Yeah, no, it's actually, it was written by some other guy, but obviously they told the story to the guy. But
Which means they were like, you will not believe how our friends thought we were crazy for letting a black man in our home. And they were like, yeah, this is going to read really well. This is going to read, get Sandra Bullock involved. Let's really get this on we don't actually want money. Actually, it's better if we don't get money from this project.
Yeah.
The spirit of it is what powers us.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's so bad.
It's so
it's
ridiculous.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So also,
That's so embarrassing. Like, shut the fuck up.
this is a direct quote from the movie. This other lady goes, "You're changing that boy's life," and she goes, "No,
Oh my God.
he's changing mine." And then she storms off with her purse.
This is your community, man.
I mean, we gotta rewatch this movie.
We gotta live
We
watch.
gotta
We should
rewatch-
do that.
We should do a live
we should-
watching it.
Yes.
Oh my God, Laura, we should do on the Patreon, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We're gonna start putting more stuff on there.
We
uh,
will.
But maybe we
I'm
could
inspired. I've
we
got a
could
fucking side
live-
hustle. I don't have to work anymore. Just kidding. I'm
gonna get a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So, but we should watch The Blind Side, live comment on it, and then we should also watch that fucking crazy ass Japanese show.
Oh, ooh. I'm like scared of that show.
I know.
Which one is scarier?
The
The
Japanese show.
The Japanese
Are you kidding
show,
me?
for sure.
Also, we should watch Adults Adopting Adults.
If we can get it, we have to like fucking torrent that. We have to VPN in
Oh, no,
to access adults.
I have it.
You have. You're like, I'm actually hosting the torrent site for it. People are
Yeah.
streaming in to keep my files.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I have it. All right.
So a little bit more about it. So who made money off the Blind Side movie? That's obviously like the biggest question. So according to Oher's petition, Leanne and Sean Tuohy negotiated a movie deal that gave them and their two biological children, weird, $225,000 each and a 2.5% of the film's net proceeds.
And he didn't get any of that.
So they say that he did. So Sean
guess we'll find
Tuohy.
out.
So exactly. So
I mean, but fuck the kids.
I know. So he disputed his account. He told this paper. He said the Daily Memphian. I know you guys.
Memophian.
Memophian.
No, I'm just I wish it should be Memophian.
Yeah, I don't know. He said we didn't make any money off the movie. He added that Lewis, the friend that wrote the book or whatever, gave us half of his share of the movie the author received for the film, or the money that the author received for the film. He also said everyone in the family got an equal share, including Michael. And he was like, it was actually only about $14,000 each, which is insane.
Okay, someone's lying here.
Someone's lying. And he
So
goes,
we don't know who's lying.
he goes,
yet.
everyone should just be mad at the Hollywood studio system. He said, Michael should join the writer's strike. It's outrageous how Hollywood accounting works, but the money is not in the Tuohy's pockets.
Who is saying this? The lawyer?
No, the guy who wrote the book. So,
I
also
don't, I
he
don't
should
like
be,
that guy. I don't like that guy at all.
but he should also be pissed if he's not making enough money off of the movie.
But he said he got 50% of it.
Oh yeah. He got. I'm confused. What I just read.
No, I think. Yeah, whatever. So point being, the guy who wrote the movie is against Michael Oher in this. Fuck that. If someone writes a story about me,
Yeah.
I'm coming for your throat.
So the same guy, the guy who wrote the book, he said that ultimately he and the Tuohy family received about $350,000 each in movie profits, and then that was divided amongst the family, including Michael. And by the way, Michael, he's been obviously in the NFL this whole time, and he's
got money.
Over the course of his career, he's made over $30 million. So he's not like
I think a lot
struggling
of
by any
for
means.
him is I doubt he's even like, oh shit, like the money from this movie is really gonna like change things dramatically. It's not, of course he's gonna want the money,
Right.
But I think it's probably just like, I'd be pissed. I feel like his feelings are hurt. I don't know. I feel really bad for him.
I feel bad.
It's really embarrassing. And
yeah.
honestly, the fact that that movie exists about him in the first place is like, I don't know, like, and not on his terms. Maybe I'm being naive here, but just on the outside, it's weird. It's really weird. And they wouldn't, if my parents made a movie and like co-signed a movie like that about me, where they're like my weird savior and I'm this like fucking idiot and like, haha, like so dumb and thank God they came around. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's really,
no, I
not
agree.
Cool.
No, it's definitely not cool. I will say, so Oher's former coach calls the rift sad. He says,
well, of course it is.
It's
He's right.
sad.
Yeah.
He coached him in high school and at the collegiate level. And basically commented, he goes, I love Michael and I love the Tuohys. I think it's sad. And he says, whatever happens will happen. I love both sides. I love people on both sides.
He's like, listen, if the Tuohys adopt / conservatorship another NFL level athlete, they can still send him my way. All right.
And he says, I certainly don't claim to know all the ins and outs of adoption and conservatory. But he goes, I know what I witnessed, and I witnessed a family that took in a young man, that totally took him in. So I don't know. Guess he was moved. And the family has said that they're like completely devastated.
I don't know. Maybe they are.
I mean, I'm sure they are. A family like this, like, I don't know that they know they did anything bad. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no, I actually do. I know what you mean. But they did. I think, yeah, maybe they don't understand. Like, I guess that's kind of the point of a lot of like the left stuff. Like,
right.
You know, they truly don't get like why that power dynamic and then like making that like a full feature, literally a feature length movie.
Yeah. Starring Sandra Bullock.
Starring literally Sandra Bullock, where she won awards for. Might be weird. Yeah.
It's blurry. It's definitely blurry. I'm actually curious to see how this shakes out.
I am very curious how the actual monetary side comes around. Because it's one thing, like, if he got a good amount of the money from it, like, I would say more of the money because Jesus Christ, like, come on. Maybe then, but I don't like it. Why did he not have to, like, why did they have to make him not able to read when he could read? That doesn't make sense to me.
That is so weird. And the other thing that's super weird, I read this on a blog. This is not an original thought, but I read in a blog that somebody was like, oh, it's also weird how they took this, like, kid who was supposed to be 16. They made him totally sexless and, like, this weird.
Right.
They were like, I don't know. Like, it was just, he never had, like, a crush on a girl, like, or,
he was
like,
so,
or a guy. But like, you know, like,
what is it called? Like
one-dimensional.
Yes, exactly.
Super one-dimensional. It was almost like,
so I play football.
Yeah, he barely fucking talked.
He has like 3 words.
He barely talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange.
The actor must have been like, well, this is the fucking easiest role I've ever had in my life. Are you kidding? This is great.
And I get to star alongside Sandra Bullock. Also,
perfect.
Oh God, I don't know, man.
And then people were coming after her, and her partner just died, and she was like, I don't care.
She's like, it's a movie I made. I'm not the woman. I just fucking I read a script and I performed the script. I don't know.
Script and I got a part, and this was early-ish in her, she was pretty well known by that point, but like, she's still happy to get a role.
Yeah.
Acting's a tough gig.
It is.
Now, everyone's like, I feel like I've seen more articles about Sandra Bullock's involvement than the Tuohys themselves. Like, I think she's not the focus of this.
Well, people
also, what about all the other characters in the movie?
Right. And, like, people get so up in arms about, like, Scarlett Johansson took all those their roles up for, like, Asian people, which is fucking hilarious.
It's really funny.
But I'm like, it's the people that cast her's fault. It's not her fault.
Yeah,
like,
they're thrilled that you are looking at her and not them.
Yes, of course. And like, you know, I think she spoke about that where she was like, I don't know, man. I'm an actress and I got a fucking part. Like, that's how I saw
She probably didn't even audition for this.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah,
she probably literally got a call and it was like, hey, do you want to do this? It's with this director
for $50
X
million
amount of money. On these dates.
Yeah.
These are the dates. Are you available
she's
then?
Like, I guess so.
Yeah. And she probably didn't even agree to it. She's probably like, all right, yeah, just fill my fucking calendar. Yeah. My publicist or whomever. Like, the team.
Whomever.
I don't think she's reading the scripts at this point.
No, definitely not.
No. Hear me? I love this guy.
It is like... it is so funny how much I hated her after that movie... He's just not that into you. Remember that movie?
I just remember, like, I feel like that's one that I saw in Blockbuster.
Yeah,
lot.
maybe.
You know, like the cover of the VHS.
Yeah. Well, I think it
Or
was
the
a little later than that, but
DVD, whatever. But I don't remember ever watching the movie, but I've definitely seen the picture of the front of the movie.
It was like one of those movies where a bunch of people's lives all intertwine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
like 25 movies like that.
And she was like such a fucking whore in that movie. And I literally like hated her, which is so funny.
That's a good movie then.
Yeah. But I'm like afterwards I was like, Scarlett Johansson. And like I told Mark that
She's
recently.
not a girl's girl.
I told Mark that recently. He was like, what are you, a fucking idiot? He was like, you actually hated the actress? I was like, I mean, yes, she was the fucking bitch in that movie.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So I think we can close the door on that story for now. We'll see what happens.
We should definitely revisit it though, because obviously this is going to go to court, and hopefully Scarlett Johansson apologizes. Okay.
Yeah.
She comes on behalf of Sandra Bullock and she goes,
And
listen, I'm sorry.
She goes, you know what? I starred in that movie around the same time period, and I was a fucking heartless bitch.
I know it was a lot, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, and I have done horrible things to the public.
We will return on and review that. And I'm
Home wrecking bitch. Next topic of conversation that we have is about the Spanish soccer chief.
Ooh.
Which, first of all, I'm like, what even fucking is that?
Yeah.
Whatever. They
just
take
the head guy, and he's like, I don't know.
just the fucking guy. So his name is Luis
Thumbs up, ladies. You're doing great.
Rubiales, and he is suspended following a non-consensual Jesus Christ. Non-consensual.
That was a non-consensual word choice. You could barely consent that word out of your mouth.
I know. Smooch on the field in front of everybody.
This is one of those stories where what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. So here's the
Are you
smooch in question.
kidding me?
Here's the smooch in question. So
Okay.
it was like,
Why did they have to put like
I know.
every graphic in the world in front of
it's
this?
so fucking annoying. But here's the smooch. It's really, I mean, here's what.
He kissed her on the mouth.
He kissed her on the mouth, but I don't like when you read that, like everyone's like, he's a demon. I'm like, well,
No,
you know,
I
they make
definitely
it sound like his like tongue was.
I will
shoved down her
say
throat.
though, it's one of those moments where like they had just won the World Cup. It's like the pinnacle of her career as an athlete.
True.
And for this person, this like guy who's in the suit, whatever power position, to then he wouldn't have kissed a guy like that.
Yeah, that's true.
To then, all right, man, we're doing fucking sports stuff.
Yeah.
Give me, like time and place. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like she was getting her award. It's not like they
Yeah.
were at the club later on.
Right. And it's in front of all these cameras. It's humiliating.
It's humiliating, and it's
I get that point of view. I really hadn't considered
fuck
that before.
Fuck that guy. I cannot believe they didn't immediately just be like, oh, assault. Like, mm-mm. Now I did hear that she might have afterwards like said that she had consented to it, but I also don't think that it's one of those scenarios like that was really fast where she's saying, oh, okay, yeah, you can kiss, like,
Right. No, it wasn't really that. It was more so like somebody asked her about it and she was like, I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen. Like she made like a joke about it and she's caught on tape laughing about it and like smiling about it.
what is
Which
she
now,
supposed to do? She's celebrating.
Exactly.
No,
so now
fuck this story.
they're using that as like proof. They're like proof she didn't even give a fuck about it. And it's like, well,
what is she supposed to do?
go cry in the corner?
Is she supposed to immediately make her literal World Cup victory
about a kiss?
A major thing for her country.
Yeah.
Not even her whole team, her actual country is taking pride in this moment. Is she supposed to like get pissy immediately because of this man choosing to act inappropriately at work, by the way? Let's not forget this man is getting fucking paid. I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Yes.
This guy,
I can tell.
This guy is there getting a salary
to
act in an official manner for the fucking system of soccer. And he chooses that moment to then act inappropriately towards this poor woman who is doing her job. If my boss kissed me at work, I'd punch him.
Yeah,
and
that'd
I'd
be
be
insane.
Fucking exactly. That's not something you do.
That's such a funny thing. It would be
What
like,
are we
why are you
doing?
kissing me right now? Stop kissing me.
Exactly. I'm on TV. Like, if you have these kind of feelings towards me, then we discuss that in a separate, appropriate setting. Woo! All right, what's the contra argument?
Okay, no counter argument.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm obviously have my stance on this, but
yeah. So Rubiales was eventually suspended by FIFA. So after, which is the guy who kissed her.
They took a fucking second.
They did take
really
a second.
did take a goddamn second.
They really did. And this is like so funny to me that people take football this seriously. I mean, I agree. Like, we should be fired up. It's a big moment, whatever. But it's just like
people really
Europe
do.
and football. It's like, holy shit. The Royal Spanish Football Federation is holding an extraordinary and urgent meeting on Monday to assess the issue. And the Spanish government has urged the country's sports tribunal to suspend him.
Good.
Yeah. So it's like,
I think the Spanish government's like, hey, man, like, I don't know, you're on the fucking world stage for a second.
Yeah.
That'd be like if someone at the Olympics kissed one of the like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't kiss people.
I know. So
without consent. Or at work, just period. Even if you are a husband and wife, like, maybe then it's okay. But even still, like, probably not.
Yeah, maybe just don't. So he also, this is like so fucking funny. I love how like, I feel like Europe's going through what we went through like 5 years ago with the Me Too. They're like a little behind from us. So he initially apologized to the people that were, quote, offended.
He even goes, if you were offended.
But he later doubled down that the kiss was consensual and he did nothing wrong. And then Hermosa, the girl who was kissed, she released a statement on social media stating that at no time was this kiss ever consensual, and the Spanish Soccer Federation threatened to take legal action against her. They did not. They changed their tune, but they did at the point.
Well, they probably changed their tune because all the people online were like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Right.
had little freakouts like I just had, you know. And another thing, like that poor girl. Oh my God. Good for her, though, because now I'm her biggest fan. I'm going to have to start cheering for Spanish soccer, you know?
I guess so, yeah.
And I actually do believe that guy, it's kind of like the Tuohy situation, where I think he genuinely probably doesn't understand why that's not okay.
Well, I think that he probably was like, I was really excited. I was like pumped. We were celebrating.
Yeah.
Like, and that's all
he's so but that's the thing, is that he's so focused on his experience versus like, hey, maybe this other person might have a different feeling about what I'm about to do to them.
Yes.
Anyway.
Crazy.
He fucked around and he found out.
He did fuck around and found out.
But not even really, because he just got fired.
Yeah. It's not like he went to
jail.
Yeah.
Maybe he will. I don't know.
Also, I feel like with something like that, like the teammates were so fired up about it, and they were like,
good for them.
You know, they were basically like making it really well known that they wanted him to step down or whatever. So now I'm wondering, I'm like, what goes on not on camera?
Seriously.
It makes you wonder those types of things.
If he felt that comfortable being able to do something like that there,
right?
What the hell else is going on?
Yeah, it's interesting. So we'll see what else comes out about this. I have a feeling that this is the tip of the iceberg, but that's just a feeling.
Yeah.
It's not.
Shocker.
We don't know.
Soccer scandals? What?
Soccer scandals. Never forget Hope Solo's vagina. Remember that? That was crazy.
That was crazy. But consensual.
It was consent. Well, no, I think it was like.
Wait, wasn't it hacked or something?
I think so. Yeah. It was
God,
like.
Don't do soccer. Don't put your daughters in soccer, guys. Put them in swimming. They'll just have some really weird situations.
Yeah.
Swimming has plenty of scandals.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Don't do sports.
No, you should do sports. Sports are good.
Sports are good.
I was fine.
I was fine.
Nobody diddled me or took photos of my vagina and leaked them on the internet, or leaked photos that I take of my vagina that I know of. If you guys find a photo of my vagina on the internet, please let me know, because that would be something I would want to know about.
Follow up.
Okay. By far the funniest part of the story, though.
Yes, I remember this is when I was like, we have to talk about this one.
This is the funniest fucking thing in the entire world. So his mother, Luis Rubiales' mother, locks herself into a church, and her sister. So his aunt and his mother are locked in a fucking church on hunger strike because they said that they're treating him inhumane and that it is a witch hunt. So
This is literally your joke come to life. May has this joke where she's like, if anybody's going to be fucking my son,
it's gonna be me. This is
that's
her.
them. She's like, how dare he kissed a woman and she didn't like it, and that is rude. It's called manners, young lady.
Yeah.
It's literally her.
So he goes, she's
jealous.
like, yeah, she's so jealous. She's like, her son is incapable of hurting anyone.
Is that a quote?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's a quote.
God. Lady.
She says there was consent from both sides. I don't understand how they could be
what are you,
arguing
80,
that there's consent.
89 years old? How the fuck old is this woman?
But I mean, probably, right? Because he's like
He's not
50 or something. But
No.
I don't get, like, I'm like, why? Unless they had were they fucking? Like, what's going on here?
Even if they were like, and also, why do you get to say there was consent from both sides?
Yeah.
You're not both sides. You're not actually being kissed. So you don't have a call on this. As much as you would like to be the one who got kissed by your son, Mama Rubiales or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't fucking know. So now Luis Rubiales has sent this video that she's laughing over the infamous kiss to basically say, like, you know, hey, obviously it wasn't that big of a deal. And then Hermosa initially said, yeah, I didn't enjoy that. And then blah, blah, blah. She described the kiss with the organization's president as mutual and spontaneous. So that is kind of a little damning.
I'm sure the organization's president came up to her. None of it's appropriate.
He is the organization's president too. So she's just like, I don't know, I'll say whatever.
Yeah, of course, because he's in charge, and the way soccer is also done is like, I know the way they choose the teams isn't like, it's not like swimming where it's like time based, right? And it's very black and white. No, of course, it's fucking who's the best forward.
Yeah,
you know that there's more of a selection. There's a little bit more politics that go into the process. I don't know what it is.
No, I get
but
what
it's
you're
definitely
saying.
not like you did X, so you get Y. You won this race, so you get this. They have to like be selected. So it's a much more political process than like any of the others.
Interesting.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but you have to remember that there's a lot of power that these people have. They also like, you know, I'm sure they're going to handle like the prize money and bonuses and all this stuff. It's basically like your boss kissed you and then you have to be like, was that good for you? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I getting paid? Is my check cleared yet? So yeah, it was great. She clear the check, send the payroll.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's not great. So there's another. So now they've released also a video of him grabbing his crotch during a celebration. It doesn't. I mean, he's in a crowd. It's kind of fucking stupid. Now they're just going like lowballing this. So here he is. He's jumping up and down. He's very excited. He's fist in the air, super pumped, and then he grabs his crotch like Michael Jackson style. And everyone's like,
is he being president at this point?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
but everyone's
not
like,
he's not a professional man.
Yeah,
he's a very unserious person.
I mean, this is extremely European, right? Like the whole story is very European, where they're like, I don't know, like I was excited and I kissed her, like and like that's very European.
I grabbed my crotch.
Yeah, I grabbed my crotch. I was
at
like,
work,
pumped, whatever.
If I at work grabbed my crotch and pumped it twice in celebration, I think I'd be having a conversation with HR.
Right. But this reminds me also of like when Andrew Cuomo got in trouble for you know, sexually harassing people or whatever, and he was like, but I didn't know that. I'm Italian. He goes, I'm Italian. That's like literally.
It's a defense. It is a defense.
It was a crime. His only crime was being Italian.
Well, it's illegal.
So.
All right.
Italians need not apply to Lord's company.
Not allowed.
But I mean, I feel like I could see like what I said before. Like they are where we are.
I know it. I agree with you.
They're catching up to us because the machismo in general, don't fucking come at me, of like Spanish men, French men, Italian, like you go over there and you can't walk a second without some like bellissima. Like there's like, obviously I know that's Italy, but like there's like a lot of machismo. Like, you know, it's like it's just a totally different thing.
It's a very different culture, but the thing is that they are competing on the world stage and representing their country and like presumably their country's government. Like their sports and the government and how the world views a country is very, very linked. That's why they do the Olympics. That's why Russians cheat at the Olympics every year. Because they want to win, because it brings glory to them and to their
Right.
country. And it's
Russia-
it's a political statement.
Russia be wildin'.
Russia be wildin'. Come on. They're doing drugs. We know this. And they're not, I don't even blame the Russian athletes. Why am I talking about Russia now? I mean, I can. I'm fired up. I'm just ready to fight. I'm over here. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, sports is a representation, especially on these like country type battle situations of your country. You are representing. And we were like, you are told that. You know that. She knew that.
Yeah.
She couldn't fucking act up. If she did, disgrace.
Right.
So he needs to be holding himself to the same standard. And also just don't kiss people at work. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like the thesis statement. And then specifically drill down this scenario extra. Don't kiss people at work. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's pretty easy not to kiss people at work.
It's
I
like
think.
unbelievable. I am
Yeah.
so good at not kissing people at work.
If my mother were here, she'd be like, well, a lot of people met their husband at work.
yeah, they didn't kiss him on TV.
And they were just kissed in bathrooms.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If they had gone and kissed consensually in a bathroom, I would say, that's a beautiful story.
Well, gotta meet your husband at
You
work.
gotta meet your husband somewhere. It's a tough lady. It's tough for ladies now.
Technically, my mom met my dad at work because she was a waitress and he was a patron.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mother was a flight attendant and my dad was a passenger.
Oh, yeah.
And not again. And never again.
Yeah.
Anyway. That was a delight. Would we have more?
No, that's it. That's all. That's
We
a
just gonna
wrap.
go through your
folks.
emails. Let's just read.
Let's go through the emails. We got
Princess
Polly. We have
Polly
a
Pod.
Venmo to our hairstylist, name redacted.
Name redacted.
We have a Micah's neutral. Okay, we're done. Here. I'm
That's
just
enough.
joking.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, you're a delight. Thank you for also the new people who are listening, and
Please stay. We love you guys.
We really appreciate you, and I'm sorry that sometimes the editing's not great. I'm sorry about that. But
Listen,
I'm really fucking trying. Okay, it's hard.
If you guys subscribe to our Patreon, it's gonna help the show because we're
gonna do the
gonna
Patreon.
get somebody to do the thing that Laura's doing right now, which is the editing. Which goddamn,
I'm not
that is
good
so.
at it. I don't
but-
know what to tell you.
No, I don't mean that way. I mean it's a lot of work, and
Oh, yeah.
Laura has a day job. She's thinking about buying a Taco Bell franchise. Like she's got a lot on her plate, you guys. So the more
Tell your
subscribers
friends.
we get, like if you guys have more friends, stuff, it's just gonna increase the value of the show and obviously the quality.
It'll make
of
it
the show.
better, and we'll stop being so ridiculous.
So no, we'll continue that. We just will have everything in HD.
We have to
and
be all like
uploaded.
HR and professional. And, like,
Oh my god, could you imagine? This would be the worst podcast ever. All right,
but do tell 3 friends. Give us
Yes.
5 stars, please, and
follow us on Instagram, Risque Business News. Please also follow me at May_Planert
And
for
me.
tour dates and all that good stuff.
at Laura Sogar for Airbnb hookups in Austin and tours. Okay, bye.